All right, people. Welcome on in. A lot of news flying around in the last, 12 hours. Funniest bit of news that Badaki and I just had a laugh at before we went live is Brian Branch is appealing his 1-game suspension.
That's smart.
Brother,
That's a smart move.
I don't know what you. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. They can see everything with the cameras, bro.
But can they hear everything? That's the question.
I'm not sure how exactly your decision is going to be overturned, my dude, but that's pretty funny. Guys, we appreciate you for being here with us. There is a giveaway today, and we'll do that giveaway at the very end of today's stream. All you have to do to enter tonight's giveaway is like the stream and type MNF into the chat, all one word. That's as simple as it gets. We appreciate you guys for being here with us. Again, like the stream, type MNF, and you will be entered into today's giveaway. And just to clarify, guys, some people have been commenting lately on some of the streams like, can you stop doing so many ad reads? Stop doing so many ad reads. So just to clarify, if anyone out there is confused, we are not benefiting at all from you guys giving you guys free vouchers. So these are not ad reads. These are us trying to give back to you guys. Yes, we tell you how to enter, and we keep telling you because it's a live stream, but we do not benefit monetarily from giving you guys free vouchers, but we want to do it for the community. So again,
for the people.
If you want to enter the giveaway, all you got to do is type MNF and like the stream. What is your Monday Night Football miracle, guys? We're going to jump into some questions. And in fact, if you guys want to prioritize your questions, you can do that through the Flock site. I'll put a link in the chat and I'll make it the pinned comment. Let's see here. Let's make that the pinned comment. But what is your Monday Night Football miracle that you need? For me, I need Bill Krosky-Merritt.
Nice.
And Keon Coleman.
Nice.
To combine. And this would really be a miracle. Patrick Mahomes last night just destroyed me. I need them to combine for 41.5 points. So the way I'm thinking about this rationally is like, no Dalton Kincaid, right? No Dalton Kincaid, no Curtis Samuel. Can Keon Coleman give me 16 points? Can you give me 16, Keon? And if that happens, then Bill, I just need Bill to give me 26. That's it. That's it, Bill. Just 26, buddy. So we're already, now I've kind of committed to, someone left a comment on yesterday's video and they said, this year is really testing our love for the game. And I could not agree more. This year, more than any year in my recent memory, has been more difficult. And I've never dealt with this amount of injuries.
Me too. I haven't dealt with anything like this ever.
This amount of injury, this amount of like just unlucky situations. I've never dealt with that personally, and I've been playing a long time. I mean, and that's throughout all of my leagues, not just the Flock League, but it's so, yeah. What do you guys think? Give me a percentage chance you think I can win tonight. I need 41.5 combined from Bill and Keon. Give me a percentage chance, and be realistic. All right, I don't want my hopes up. I'm already walking into this game as if I've lost. So, what do you need tonight, Badaki? You need James Cook.
Lot. So I have James Cook. I have Zach Ertz and Shakira, and the devs have DeAndre Swift. So I've kind of did the math already on the back end earlier. If we're taking DeAndre Swift as average, which is 12 points, and you add that to that total score, that's about 115-ish points that the devs are projected, which means I need about 62-ish points to beat him, which is highly undoubtful, which that means each of my guys have to at least get 30 or 20 points each.
The hard part is when you're climbing up a hill, like at least my situation, I know he has nobody left. That's the hard part for you, is like your matchup has people left. So.
And it worked out so well because Gibbs only got 7 points. Cortland Sutton only got 2 points.
Yeah.
But what really helped him was JSN dropping. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure he finished as the wide receiver 1 this week, which is just not helpful.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Well, we appreciate y'all for being here with us. Honestly, if you guys are still here, like, shout out to you. Like, you guys have a love for the game. Either you haven't dealt with injuries or your love for the game is unparalleled.
You
So
know
we-
what's toxic though?
Huh.
Sorry. You know what's toxic? I'm 0-5 in the Flock League, and every week I'm technically still excited to wake up because I have hope.
Dude,
I
I'm about
still
to be
wake-
2-4, and I don't even want to wake up anymore.
I
So.
wake up and I'm just like, okay, like I can still win. You know, like I can still change. It can still turn around.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that for the last 6 weeks.
All right, so the chat says I have around 6, 25, 7, 9, 50. You're crazy or what hurts. I love that, though. Davo says 25, 2. Someone said, yeah, look, wave the flag. 12, 6 to 7%. Someone says they're up 16 and their opponent has Bill. Andreas, respectfully, I hope that Bill destroys you. Because if he does, then that means I'm probably going to win the Flock League. I want you to lose by 20 points, dude. Sorry. How cool would that be? But you know what's cool is like Chris Rodriguez has not been practicing all week, right? He didn't practice the entire week, so that's good.
Mhm.
There'll be no Terry McLaurin. The Bears are like one of the worst rushing defenses in the NFL. Bill, I'll say this now. If Bill Krosky-Merritt comes out here and puts up 28 PPR points, I will buy his jersey. I will buy a framed, signed Bill Krosky jersey, and I will show it in every Flock League video for the rest of the year. I don't care how much money it costs. What that would do for my well-being is worth more than a price tag. But it's not going to happen. But
Okay,
you guys can put and I'd have to win for that to happen, right?
Clip it, put in the Discord.
Yeah. Don't hold me to it. All right. Anyway. Okay. Let's start answering some questions. It's not going to take long to get through the questions today. We don't have a big queue. But if you want to prioritize your question, you can do that through the Flock Fantasy website. Like I said, the link is pinned in the chat. I will also put it in there one more time for you. Just make sure you ask your question with Fantasyland. All right, let's start with M. Waller. Says, Neighbors is my star. My team is very injured. He would send away Malik Neighbors and a first for JSN and a first and a second. So I'm assuming you're sending away Neighbors and an early first for JSN and a late first, which I don't really like.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I still rather keep Malik. If you told me somehow that was JSN and a guaranteed top 5 pick,
yeah, if it's the opposite where it's like JSN in a
yeah.
top 3 pick and Neighbors in a late first.
yeah, that will feel better. But like you're saying that your team is very injured and you're giving away, I would imagine this is your first to receive someone else's first to get a second in return with JSN. I just still rather keep Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Look, Jason and Neighbors are close now in Dynasty, I'd say, but yeah, that first has to be in your favor for you to do this deal. Otherwise, you might as well add another first that you're going to receive and send back like a third. So you get 2 first, Jason, for Neighbors, a first and a third. Like, those are the type of scenarios we're looking at there. What's up, Bryson? He would send away Breece Hall for AJ Brown. In Dynasty, no way, man.
Breece Hall for AJ Brown. Yeah.
I'm not entertaining it in Dynasty personally.
AJ
AJ Brown was
Brown
already
is
so
playing.
hard to sell last offseason. And we talked about, hey, like, this is probably your last chance to sell him all year long on the Dynasty channel. We said this is probably your last offseason to sell him for real value.
Yeah.
His value in I haven't even checked like a keep trade cut site in a long time we did it just recently the other day. But I wonder what AJ Brown, like, what is he looking like now in Dynasty?
AJ Brown on
Let's
keep
see.
trade cut right now.
AJ is now the wide receiver 19. Really? He's still that high? That's surprising to me.
Yeah, I mean, that's way too high, I think.
That doesn't seem accurate at all.
Who is, maybe they haven't updated.
Like,
I'm
there's
not
no way
sure
people
last
don't
time they
prefer like a
updated.
Worthy Flowers over him. That's
So he's
actually
currently
shocking.
around- yeah, he's currently around. I mean, yeah, that is shocking.
Anyway,
George
I do
Pickens ahead of Xavier Worthy, anyways.
I do prefer Breece Hall here for sure.
Yeah.
Alive Amnesty says wide receiver 1 is JSN, wide receiver 2 is Higgins, RB1 is McCaffrey, RB2 is Gibbs. I'm 4-1. So
Why would you? No.
why would you do this though? I don't understand. Like, what's the
This doesn't
benefit
make
for
any
his
sense.
team? First off, Jalen Naylor shouldn't be rostered. You're not banking on Ayuk being anything this year, and what with respect, I genuinely don't understand what the benefit is for you.
Unless he inputted this the opposite way, like unless he was saying, "Can I send Chase Brown, Jalen Naylor for Brandon Ayuk for Jahmyr Gibbs?" No, he says my RB1 is McCaffrey, RB2 is Gibbs, and your team's 4-1. So don't do this. How is this benefiting you at all?
This is very, like, I'd say of all the trades we've looked at this entire year, this is the most one-sided trade I've seen. Keep Gibbs. Or if you're getting Gibbs in this trade and you submitted it, backwards, then take Gibbs. But either way, the Chase Brown side of this comes nowhere near close to the value of a Jahmyr Gibbs. And I don't even think there's a counter out there that we could come up with because it's so one-sided. Okay, Baby Sasuke is sending away Saquon for Brees and Adunze. 10 teams start 8.
Interesting. Initial thought is still no.
The hard part is he just lost Garrett Wilson. Brock Bowers is on his waiver wire, by the way. This is crazy. This league is wild. Jordan Mason is on the waiver wire. Brock Bowers is on the waiver wire. TJ Hawkinson. I mean, okay. What in the world? Some of your leagues are wild here, y'all. Look, it's an interesting question. I feel like Adunze and Saquon are not that far off in value. There's not like multiple tiers between them. For me.
Right. Yeah. I just would rather hold Saquon, and then what I would do is you have such a good running back depth. Can you trade away Travis Etienne?
What? So package like Etienne and a lot. Well, it's a start 8 right now. So right now he's starting May, Saquon, Genty, Puka, Waddle. Oh wait, yeah, he lost Puka, but Puka might play this week. There's reports that he's day to day. I would probably think he's not going to play this week, but the reports are day to day.
Yeah.
So again, right now he's starting Drake, Saquon, Genty, Waddle, Olave, Pitts, which make sure you pick up Bowers, and then he's got 2 more starting spots, which would be Judkins, Etienne. So he already has a starting lineup.
Yeah. I would just say, like, with what's available on waiver wise, I would rather keep Saquon. Because I'm not sure in a league like this, if you were to do this trade, you're going to be starting Breece Hall anyway. So you get Breece Hall here, he's just somebody on your bench. Because you're still going to be starting Ashton, Quinton, Rashawn, and Travis over him. And I would just say you also, like Zach was mentioning, Brock Bowers, Jordan Mason are all worth picking up. TJ Hawkinson, drop Justin Fields, right? Drop Jalen Coker. These are guys that are not going to be startable on your team ever, especially in a 10-man start 8. So for me, I would just hold Saquon. I think he's going to have better days.
Yeah. I think one more Adunze game of him breaking out, and I think we're all aboard the Adunze side of this personally. I think it's fair value. And then you could also, look at this the opposite way. Like, if you did a trade like this, could you go ahead and start lining up a Breece Hall plus a Travis Etienne package where you go get a top running back anyway? Because then you're kind of accomplishing the same goal that we mentioned.
Yeah.
Big Boy Crispy says, just did this trade. Is it a win or not? I'm 4-2. Sent away Jacobs for Rashee Rice. I'd love you to send this to someone in the Flock League and help them understand how to properly value their players. What do you think, chat? Jacobs or Rashee Rice? I would say this is relatively even. You probably prefer Jacobs because we haven't seen Rashee Rice yet. But I prefer Jacobs, but it's not a crazy question.
No, I think for me, it's which I'm just pulling up on the back end. What's your running back room look like? Because if you're giving up Jacobs, yeah, looking at your team here, I don't think I would have done this trade based off of who your RB2 is. Now you have CMC and Jordan Mason.
Hmm.
That doesn't help your team, and I
Well,
know,
I imagine that trade's already been done, so he's probably the
yeah.
other team.
Oh, he's
And
probably the other team now. So
even if he is the other
Bijan
team,
is
that kind of doesn't help his case because
uh,
that running back room is chalked.
also struggling. So
Yeah.
if you were the team that currently, like, if you were Team Slaughter, I would have just kept Josh Jacobs. I would keep Josh Jacobs if the trade hasn't gone through. But if you're Team Hale or Hay, I think that's how you say that. It's still a lose-lose situation. So,
Yeah. Okay. Again, appreciate y'all for being here with us. We are going to get to some more questions, obviously, but just so you know, if you want to enter today's giveaway, all you have to do is type MNF into the chat and like the stream. Right now, our queue is not very big on the Flock site, so we probably won't be live too long today, and obviously Monday Night Football is going to be coming up soon. If you want to ask a question and get a guaranteed reply, that link is in the chat for you to do so. We'll do that giveaway right before Monday Night Football starts, by the way. So
yeah.
And yes, Garrett Wilson, we did get the news on Garrett Wilson in case anybody hasn't seen this. Garrett Wilson is expected to miss some time with a hyperextended knee. So it's a couple of weeks, quote unquote. But if you actually look at Garrett Wilson's schedule, it's probably going to be 3 weeks because he has Carolina in week 7, then Cincinnati, and then a bye, which is a damn shame because he probably would have had some really nice weeks against those defenses.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I was going to go. I think it will be 3 weeks. As I was looking at that on the back end when the news dropped. I don't expect him back until week 10, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
If you are a Garrett Wilson owner, and that team's in shambles as well. So
yes, but the one positive we have to report so far this week from injuries is that George Kittle is expected to practice.
Come on,
so
Georgie.
That could be worse, right? Gadget says, does having Mahomes make Rice value more? And is HN enough to hero RB rest of season? What does he mean by that? Does having Mahomes... Okay, right. Does having Mahomes on your team mean Rice is more valuable? No, I've never really personally understood those. Like, oh, I have the stack. Now my team is better. Well, did you make the best trade to get the stack or what? Like, because, you know what I mean? But if you're going to lose Jahmyr Gibbs in this lineup, then let's see.
And Ramondre on his team, if we're looking at this correctly, AWP.
Yeah. I would really prefer not. Brown. I would really prefer not to have my running back room be HN and Chase Brown. I feel like that's going to be incredibly difficult to manage from 1 week to the next.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
What is the actual goal here? Is your goal to get Rashee? Yeah, I'm assuming your goal is to get Rashee Rice and a tight end here.
And I guess he'll have a body at running back along with HN.
Yeah. So his wide receivers. This is start 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess it technically helps his starting lineup.
He's starting Mahomes, Gibbs, HN right now. Then Adams, McConkey, Jawan. Kincaid's on the waiver wire too. Then he's flexing. Right now it will be Addison and Myers or Ramondre Stevenson. So that's start 8. Does it improve his starting lineup though? Because I guess it might.
I think it does, just because in my perspective, the tight end position will be significant, and then he gets Rashee Rice, who he's gonna plug into his lineup right now. He's starting Jacoby Myers and Jordan Addison. Well, I guess not this week specifically, but you know what I mean. Now the running back position is not going to help, so it helps his tight end position, and it also helps his wide receiver, his flex depth, and like how he can position and start.
What did Chase Brown? That's one of the few things I haven't looked at so far this week. What did Chase Brown do?
I mean, I watched that. He didn't really do too much. 29 carries.
Almost 4.7 yards per carry is nice. I mean,
It was
the
definitely better.
offensive line was not improved, but Flacco was a much better decision maker, right? So
I think
he
there's
got the
going
ball
to
out of
be,
his hands very quick.
yeah. I think there will be more scoring opportunities down the road, but it's not going to change the outlook of Chase Brown. You know, I think
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Chase Brown scores more rushing touchdowns now than what I was kind of projecting him without Joe Burrow.
Now, what if you could do this deal where you also get Woody Marks, but you send away, let's say, something simple like a Shakir, or if not Shakir, you send away a Gainwell or something, you know, like just get some more exciting upside in the deal.
Yeah, I don't mind something like that.
That would probably push me over the edge.
Definitely feels better. There, Gadget. Appreciate you.
Jay Snitker 1309 is sending away a first, a second, a third, and JCM for Bijan Robinson. As the biggest JCM stan you will find, I think I'd still take Bijan pretty comfortably here.
I want Bijan Robinson here.
Bijan, right now, what JCM is doing is like unparalleled. I guess the closest thing you can compare it to is what Pacheco did, but even when Pacheco kind of like took over the backfield, it wasn't like this. It wasn't like, whoa, this guy could win you the league. Yeah. I mean, he came in and, you know, he had some fine days, but you're talking about deploying patience. Pacheco really wasn't like the dude necessarily until like week 12. And then even beyond that, he never got like a full allotment of opportunities as a rookie. So
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever seen this from a 7th round rookie, as you know, 7th round rookie. Yeah, like 7th round and rookie. I don't think we've ever seen this before. Obviously, Chris Carson exists, but not. So all I'm saying is like, I want Bijan, but I will acknowledge that we have never seen this from a 7th round rookie. Maybe Alfred Morris, is that the closest? Like, guys, what do you think? Some of you guys have been playing a long time, like me. Like, who would you compare this to? Is Alfred Morris the best comparison?
To Isaiah Pacheco?
No, to JCM.
JCM?
What was Alfred Morris's rookie year?
I don't.
Because I'm pretty sure it was unreal with him in, yeah. As a rookie, Alfred Morris had 1,600 yards, 13 touchdowns, averaged over 100 yards per game. This was RG3's first year in the league. So, obviously, the track that he's on, we haven't really seen something like that before in a long time. But again, I'm just saying this because there's a chance JCM does something we've never seen since like Alfred Morris. But I just don't think you can give up on Bijan, who's almost guaranteed to get a second contract. Like elite running back who was a top 10 NFL draft pick and is showing why he is and is well deserving of it. Like, I would be shocked if Bijan doesn't get a long-term contract as the dude in Atlanta. So,
yeah. Give me Bijan Robinson there. Appreciate you.
All right, Namis.
Namis, it says trade Hampton for Henry. Looking at my other running backs.
Yeah, I think I would at this point. The report on Amari Hampton is not fun. We talked about this on the waiver wire video today, but originally, this is what's so annoying. Like, can I just say, injuries have been bad this week or this year. Injuries have been bad this year, and obviously, like, we as people who cover fantasy football, we will always hold our hands up and say, look, there's so much randomness to the game, so like we're gonna take accountability as well. But the thing is, reporting has been truly awful this year as well. I can't remember a year where reporting has been this bad. Like, beat reporters before the game saying this will happen and it doesn't happen. You know, talking about injuries, timelines. Like, we're not going to hold anyone accountable necessarily, but when the Hampton injury happened, they said it won't be more than 4 weeks. What happened in the last week to change that to say, oh, it's definitely more than 4 weeks? Now, week 13, maybe he'll be back. like the reporting has been really, really bad this year across the board. And I think you'd be lucky to get a Derrick Henry right now out of Amari Hampton.
I completely agree. And then, yeah, it hasn't been good so far this year, unfortunately, with injuries. But Derek hopefully has a better stretch, especially after that bye week. So appreciate you, Namas.
Yep.
Um,
Arigato says, which wide receiver? I know it doesn't say Arigato. Which wide receiver should I trade here for another running back? He says he has Saquon, Bo Nix, Woody Marks, Rice, Metcalf, Brian Thomas, Marvin. Well, Marvin would have been ideal, but with a concussion, it's a terrible time to sell Marvin, isn't it?
Very terrible time. How do you feel about Brian and what he did?
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Was awesome to see. I feel like finally he's kind of starting to live up to his expectations. We were very loudly, hey, be patient on Brian Thomas, and then very sad because it felt like we were dumbasses by saying it. But what's crazy is that you saw the touchdown that got called back because Travis Hunter was on the line of scrimmage, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this could have been even bigger.
A bigger game, yeah. Interesting. I guess that's the only person I can think of when I'm thinking of selling, because you can't sell Marvin like you just said.
You could sell Metcalf if you wanted.
Yeah, DK could be sold.
Coming off some pretty good games, no bye week, rest of season. Like if you're in a good position, you could package Metcalf and maybe Shakir, and then go out and try and get a running back. Like, what do you think? ETN range. If you can wait on Bucky, Judkins maybe, Scattaboo.
Yeah, Scattaboo. Yeah, I'm okay with stuff like that, man. Appreciate you. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, but your team's in a pretty good spot, assuming those running backs stay healthy. I think we are all caught up with all the questions here on the site.
Wow.
Appreciate y'all for being here with us. Again, if there are any questions that comes back, that come through, we'll answer that on the Flock site. But otherwise, we'll answer a couple here, and we may log off a little earlier today. Someone said, "Are we sure Badaki isn't Black Batman? Him and Bucky had the same amount of yards last week." Are we sure?
Oh man.
Injuries are so fun.
It's not okay. It's just not okay.
No,
with
it's not.
The injuries.
I'm not having fun playing fantasy this year. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not having fun.
You know what's crazy? I think maybe the reason why I'm liking football is because Giants finally got a quarterback.
Right.
And, like, I'm waking up excited to watch the Giants game instead of like, okay.
Oh yeah, I'm always excited to watch my teams, but.
Yeah, my team's shit, but my fantasy team is also shit, and it's like, oh, this is just hell. You know,
all right,
like that is tough.
Yes,
but we got our guy. Come on, baby.
Dude, Jackson Dart and Cam Scottaboo are so fun to watch. Okay, let's answer a couple questions in the chat, and we'll do this giveaway. This is your last chance to enter the giveaway. All you got to do is like the stream and type MNF into the chat, as in Monday Night Football, to enter. And currently we have 32 entries. So we'll answer, let's say, 5 questions in the chat, and then we'll do the giveaway. All right. Let's see. Mike says, "Can Rome put up 33 tonight?" He can, for sure.
Yeah, he definitely can.
In this game, with the Commanders favored. Now, I don't think he's ever put up 33 in his life. No. So it'd have to be an all-timer for him so far. A career best game. But is it possible? Yeah. Only concern with Rome is he's had a touchdown every week so far. And touchdowns are not very sticky. So, possible? Yes. Probable? No, unfortunately. All right. Let's answer some of these questions. It's just going to be at random, guys. Let's see. Someone said Chase and Tet for Collins and Rice. Would you send away Jamar Chase and Tetairoa McMillan for Nico Collins and Rashee Rice? That seems relatively fair to me.
Yeah, it definitely does. I think I think on a week-to-week basis, Chase has a really safe floor now with Joe Flacco. So I think moving forward, I think I still want Chase, but Tet is the hard part because I want Rice over Tet, you know.
Yeah.
So
it was awesome to see him get into the end zone twice last week.
about the Panthers. Come on.
Yeah. What's annoying is they're running the ball so well that even when they're down in games, they're like, we're going to run the ball.
He's messing up. He's unlucky for Chuba.
Yeah.
If you're a Chuba Hubbard owner, you are not okay.
Yeah. We had to put someone in timeout. If you're going to spam a question, that's like a one-way street to me not answering your question whatsoever. All right, next question from True, I think, says, who should I trade for if I trade away Golden and JMO? I don't know, man. That's a very open-ended question. There's like 1,000 possibilities. That's like going to Sonic and being like, how many different types of, drinks can I have from here? We need a more specific question than that. That's not a very specific question. Let's see. Aiden says, would you do Brees and Brian Thomas Jr. for CD and Michael Carter?
Can Michael Carter be somebody else?
Yeah, Michael Carter I don't think is worth too much.
I want like even a lower name, like not even a running back. I'm assuming you need a running back, but if you're telling me Michael Carter's like a Jalen Warren or like a Chase Brown, I'd rather do something like that. Wide receivers, can that be a Shakira, a Keon Coleman, a Jacoby Myers? It just needs to be somebody else outside of Michael Carter.
Just quickly with Caleb, he said, can Kincaid score less than 5? Well, he physically cannot score more than 0.1 points because he will not be playing tonight. So if your opponent's playing him, then congratulations. All right, let's do two more. Let's do 2 more questions here. Would you guys trade London and Etienne for Gibbs and Addison? That's pretty fair, in my opinion.
London and Etienne for Gibbs and Addison. Yeah.
The only thing you need to consider here, my dude, is that you're 2-4, and London's already had his bye week. So, I guess Addison has as well. Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair trade.
Yeah, I think so as well.
All right, let's do one more here. Why don't you pick the username?
Sure. The one I see here is Dylan. Quentin Johnston and Brian Thomas. I'm assuming, would you trade Quentin Johnston and Brian Thomas for Justin Jefferson?
Seems like a high price to pay. I'm not concerned about Jefferson, but it's just with JJ McCarthy coming back. I just don't know what to anticipate, right? You're talking about a guy that averaged 6.5 points, 6.5 targets per game in the first 2 weeks with JJ McCarthy. So,
double digits back to back without JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, without JJ averaging well over, 9 targets per game. So, I just don't really know what to expect from him, honestly.
Yeah.
So
I would agree. It's tough. I'm more on the fence with Zach. Like, it's a tough one. Yeah, especially if Brian Thomas continues. But
it sounds crazy. Chris Rodriguez is active. That's annoying.
Oh boy.
It sounds crazy, but I wouldn't be shocked if Brian Thomas outscores Jefferson the rest of the year. My money would be on Jefferson. Obviously, I would anticipate Jefferson outscoring him. But yeah. Anyway, guys, we appreciate you for being here. This is your last chance to enter the giveaway.
Good luck, guys.
All you got to do is type MNF into the YouTube chat and like the stream. All right.
MNF.
There's 44 entries. We're going to give away a trade question or start sit voucher first.
Yeah, and then trade question.
And that start sit is going to Kurt Schultz and one more for a trade question voucher. and that is going to Eric Serrano. So if you want to redeem those vouchers, simply DM me on Discord. There's my username. Tell me your Flock Fantasy username, and if you don't have one, create an account for free, but just make sure you use the promo code LAND. Anybody can do that. Anybody can create a free account. A lot of free features over there, but here's a link to sign up. And send me a screenshot of your YouTube account as well as your Flock Fantasy username. But we appreciate you guys big time. We're probably going to log off for the night. I've got some prepping for content I need to do anyway. But good luck tonight. I hope whatever you need to happen happens for you.
Love, guys.